Hi guys, so I am creating a pink look today, and I'm using some new brushes I got from by Katie. They're really nice, like they're all black. Ooh. And there's like loads of them, like loads of different shapes. So let's see how they go, let's see how they are. So this is like a flat brush. I did actually try this one yesterday, that's why it looks a bit makeup-y already, but. And I'm using Elizabeth Arden foundation in bronze beige. It's literally my go-to. Like I haven't been able to find a nicer foundation in my whole life. Like I've literally used this my whole entire life. My mum actually got me into it because I had really bad skin when I was younger and I used to feel like really self-conscious. My mum said like it's my foundation because it was so thick and like just horrible, like it was just so make do. So, oh, nice double chin. Yeah, so she got me this because it's like really nice because it lets your skin breathe, and as you can see I've literally just done that and I've just been applying it like that and my skin looks so much better. So just a nice thin layer. And it literally covers up everything. Like I literally love this stuff, and I kid you not, this lasts for ages. It's like a tiny, it's so tiny. I don't use that because I don't really like using sponges, but literally it's so tiny and this will last me months. Like I should probably check it out because it lasts me that long, but I don't. Right, so I think my base is done. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my base. So now I found my concealer in my massive makeup bag, which I have so much shit that I probably don't need. Yeah, so basically, I've got the little tag on still, but I use the Maybelline concealer. It's honestly so good. Like I've used this for ages now. I'm not sure what shade it is, but I think it's like the lightest shade or second to lightest. It's the second to lightest, I can remember now. And then I just apply underneath my eyes and up to my nose, and basically what I do is I carry the concealer up to where I would put my contour for my nose, because then it like accentuates it a bit better, and go right up to your nose. And then what a lot of people do wrong is they only do it up to here. And although on some people it's nice, sometimes if you've got quite a light concealer like I do, you have to bring it down onto your cheek because it doesn't look natural. So if you smile, just lightly, like do it a bit thicker here, but do it a bit lighter on your cheekbone, because then it really shows off your cheekbones as well, and it just makes, it just flatters your, flatters? Yeah, flatters? Oh yeah, I think that's right. It just makes your cheekbone look nicer basically, instead of just highlighting under your eye. Like, I just don't think that looks nice, but because everyone's different. So under the eye again, on the cheekbone. And the good thing about this is because there's a sponge, it blends it for you, so you don't actually have to do much, like when you're trying to blend your makeup, which is just so, I just think it's so handy. Honestly, it's my go-to as well. Like I love this. It's so easy to use. It's not thick, but it covers up like everything. And basically it depends on your nose shape, but because mine is like, I don't know, kind of thin here, but then it goes like a bit bigger, what I do to make shape my nose a bit nicer is basically if you come inwards like that and you basically hug it a bit more, because it doesn't look nice. I just burped, that's so embarrassing, sorry. But it doesn't look nice if it's just straight. Like you have to like learn what looks nice for your nose. So over the years I've managed to figure out what looks best for my nose, but a lot of people are different. Like some people, you know, go over their nostrils and stuff like that, but if you can look it up on Google, or I can do another video on it if anyone wants. And then what you do is just go on these bits just to kind of tie your cheek concealer into your other bits of face, and then you always want to highlight the bits where the light's coming from. So highlight this, highlight this and highlight this, and then obviously your cheeks, because then it looks natural and it looks cohesive, like everything looks good together. And then with my nose again, I just do it across, and then I just connect it to the line, and that's basically the best shape for my nose. Can you see how it's like, it's made it look a bit thinner? And then do your T. I always feel so weird when I have my concealer like this. Right, so that would do. And then I go into my bag of pack again. And I found it now. So this is my Sleek contour kit. I love this as well. It literally works so good. There's 6 different shades in it. I normally use the dark shades for contouring, but it comes like this. Looks nice in there. And I use this colour because I'm quite tanned. Obviously I need to like contour with dark foundation or concealer or whatever. So I start off with my nose, and you're always trying to shadow everything underneath, if that makes sense. And then you just do those bits where you've left the concealer, so then you know exactly where you want it instead of just winging it every time. So I go thin on my nose, and then I come out to hug my big circular nose. And then again underneath things, so under your cheek. Yeah, this is a concealer brush I've had for ages. It's from Estee Lauder, and it's so good. It's like so soft on your face, and it's really handy to do concealer. That's why I will always use it. There is another brush in there by KB1, but I just love this brush so. So you want to do it underneath, and then you always want a bit more dark at the top instead of by your cheeks, otherwise it looks really weird. I do sometimes bring it round just to kind of like show off where my cheeks are basically, but you never want to go as high as you would do by your ear, if that makes sense. And then I always used to contour my forehead, but actually my forehead gets really tan, so I never do, and it looks a bit, I don't know, it makes you look a bit more caked if you do it, so I don't add any more. I just might do a bit of bronzer instead of actually with like concealer. And then underneath your lip, if you put some dark product underneath your lip, it really accentuates your lips and makes them look a bit bigger. Can you see? Because it's like shadowing it. Right, then. So what you should always do is go in circular motions, especially around your cheeks and your nose, because it basically hides your pores, so it makes your face look a lot nicer. Like especially in person, like obviously you can kind of get away with a lot if you're just at home or whatever, but if you're going out and seeing people, you can't really hide anything. So yeah, it's really good just to make you look a bit more flat, if that makes sense. So now we've done that, I'm going to get a big brush like this. I did also use this yesterday. Yeah, so you get this, and then so I use Laura Mercier setting powder. It is so good, it's a joke. Like, I know a lot of people say that, but honestly I wouldn't get anything different now. It's so good. I mean, I haven't tried a lot of things, but this is just amazing. Like, I'll use this and it'll keep me matte the whole entire night. I don't need to reapply anything. It's really light on your face, so you don't feel caked at all. it's amazing. So it's not the cheapest, but I personally would invest in it because it's so flipping good. And I don't know about anyone else, but if I go out, the top of my head here gets really shiny. It really pisses me off, but yeah, so if you put some up there, just basically do your whole face, like it's just like protects you a bit better. And then what I do is I'll just put more by my nose and just dab it. Never really kind of like brush it or anything like that, because it just won't work. It won't basically go into your foundation. It won't matte your foundation, it'll just kind of rub over it. So you need to pat always, and just make sure it's really like in it. Can you see how matte my face is? It's so nice. So next, what I do is I will, if I can find it, there you go. So I'll get like a kind of arched brush, because I think it's the best one for bronzing and stuff, because it really hugs your cheeks. So yeah, I'll get this one, and get my bronzer. So I use the MAC one in Dark Deepest. It's such a nice colour. Like even on lighter skin people that have done makeup on, it always looks amazing. Like you don't have to put loads on. If you put loads on, it will probably be too dark if you are like light coloured. But if you just like lightly pat it, or for me, I kind of like brush it a bit more. And look how good that looks. Literally like nothing. So I'm not actually wearing that much makeup, which I really appreciate, because I don't like wearing a lot of makeup. Or at least feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. So just hug there. And then go underneath. So you're basically just doing it wherever you've put your dark concealer, where you've contoured. Hey. I'm doing a video. Do you want to come in it? Yeah, I do want some lemon cherries, please. Thank you. I'm making me zoom now. So, just do a little tiny bit of bronze up there. Can you lemon cherry? So excited. I love this bronzer, it's so good. Just do this. I'll do a bit of a double chin to get it normally, but I'm gonna do that. Yeah, just do that basically, and highlight this bit, like the jaw, because then it accentuates it a bit more. I keep saying accentuates, it's a good word. And then I always do my makeup in different ways. Like I know some people like do it in a certain way, but I kind of switch it up sometimes. If I'm doing a dark makeup look, like a dark eye, I will do my eyes first, because it always falls onto my cheeks. But because I'm doing a pink look, I know it's going to be quite light, so it doesn't really matter that much. So I use Dior highlighter. It is, don't know which one it is, to be fair. Luminizer, I don't know, but it's amazing. So it's so bloody shiny, like it's so good. I love it. I literally love it. So what I do now is just highlight the inner crease of my eye. Sorry, I got eyelash glue on my eyes. Yeah, so you just highlight that bit. And a lot of people really like compliment me on that as well. Like they say, oh my god, like that looks so nice. What do you use? I'm like, this one. It's so good. And then I just go under my eyebrow. And I know a lot of people use brushes, but I honestly think it uses so much more product than you need. Like if you use your finger, my fingernails outdoors, so bear with the pinky. But yeah, if you use your finger, it just applies like a thicker layer, if that makes sense. Like it just goes on straight away, and it's like pigmented, like really pigmented straight away. So I always use my finger, and then I blend it out with my brush. However, I do use my brush on my cheeks because it's a fan brush, so it like makes it look really like straight, if that makes sense. Like, and if you, this is the thing, a lot of people use like bigger brushes for their highlighter, but I think it looks a lot nicer when it's a bit more like neater, if that makes sense. But I don't know, that's just my preference. So do that. I love this highlighter. And again, it wasn't the cheapest, but it's so worth it. Because like, it's not like it, you know, it's not like you're buying it, it runs out like not long after. Like this stuff literally lasts for ages, and you look like as best as you can do with it as well. Like you're not just making do, like you always feel really nice like if you wear it. These brushes are amazing, by the way, they're so soft. They're literally so soft on your skin. This is like my favourite part of my makeup. Okay, cool. And then I just go over my nose. Just make sure that's all blended in. Right, so now I've got my eyeshadow. I use eyeshadow for my eyebrows because I just generally think it's so much more natural. So that went well, didn't it? Okay, pop that back in. Yeah, so it's just like a lot more natural. It's less like dark and shiny. It's a bit more like a natural eyebrow. So I've got an angled brush, which is like very thin, so I can be a bit more precise with my eyebrows. And then you start from this. So you always start from that section, and you always want this area to be a lot lighter than the end, because then it's a lot more natural. Let me just shade it in a little bit. And what I do is, I feel like, oh, got an itch. I feel like this area I'd want a bit more hair, so I just kind of point the brush upwards and just basically make it look like I've got more hair there, instead of making it more of like a blocked off, more of a blocked off look. And then when you go down here, you want to make it a lot more darker. So that, as you can see, like, I've kept my natural eyebrow shape just because I think it's so much nicer when people do that, because it does go with your face, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I've done my eyebrows. I'm using the Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette, and oh my god, it's so nice. It's like so pretty, it's a joke. And then I just want to get a little fluffy brush so you can do this part of your eyelids. So basically I'm using Eden, so it's just like this nice pinky peachy colour. And what I was really surprised about is like, although I'm tanned, it still comes up on my skin quite nicely, because normally like only really like dark colours really work. Okay, just do a nice layer. So you just want to kind of like make a point from the end of the eyeshadow to the corner of your eyebrow, and that's how it looks a bit more aesthetic. Right, so I've just done this eye, so I'll show you how I did it. So basically, after doing the shimmery pink colour, I've got a detailed brush from the by KD kit as well. And basically, I'm just, oh, hello. I'm just using Ode, it's this one. I think that's how you say it, it's O-U-D, Ode, I don't know. But yeah, just get a little bit on your brush. And basically just do the corners of your eye, and it's just kind of like makes the look a bit more like, I don't know, it just looks nice. It gets a bit more vibrant, like just kind of brings people into your eyes a bit more instead of just having like a simple look. It just makes them look a bit more smokier, and I love a smoky eye. I like do it all the time. I love it. And you basically just follow the same shape as you have done with this shade up here, the pink. Because if you start doing different shapes, it just looks all a bit weird and it doesn't really go together. So, and then you get your fluffy brush again, so it's a bit more, it's less like it's less hard, if that makes sense. And then you get Eden again, and you just blend it out. So then I'm also using by KD lashes. I thought I'd wrap it up again because it came like this and it was so pretty. So just open it up, and it's like you can store it as well, like you have somewhere to keep them. So those are the lashes. So now my lashes are done, I'm going to get the same palette again, get a wispy brush again, and basically I'm going to get Amber, this one, so it's kind of like a reddy brown colour, and just gently place it under my eye. And what I normally do is I put more product at the end and then just a little bit here, because if you put too much here, I feel like it rounds your eyes a little bit too much. Like I feel like it's nicer when your eyes look a bit more cat-like. Yeah, so I've just done a bit more mascara, but you just basically do it on your eyelashes and then on the bottom as well. And it just kind of makes your eyes look a bit nicer. And then now we've done that, I'm going to do my, right, so for my lips, I always put a bit of Vaseline, just a little bit, because it just gives a nice moistured layer for the product to go on, because if your lips are dry or chapped in any sort of way, you'll just set yourself up for disaster really. So if you just get a nice nude, and do the outline of your lip. we do like a nice thick layer of lip liner. And then what I've recently been doing, which has been working really well for me, I've been doing a bit of lip liner, and then I've been going over it with some matte lipstick. So this is the Victoria's Secrets one. It's like kind of cream liquid. It's so nice. It's like in a really nice pretty pink. So I don't put too much of this on, but because it's matte, it stays on for a lot longer. So if you're like, you know, going out for a drink or something, it always stays on. So then I'll just go over the lip liner colour. And you just blend it in a little bit, so it doesn't, just so it doesn't look like you've got like a massive line around your lip. But what I also do is avoid putting too much product in the inner bit of my lip, because it gathers up when your lips get wet. So that was a big no-no for me. So yeah, there's the matte lipstick. So then you just let that dry, and then after that, I'll just apply it now, but normally you just completely let it dry, but this is so velvety, like it literally feels amazing. So then the gloss that I'm going to be using is Dior. It's so nice, like literally look at the colour. It's like really like shiny, so good. And like when you put it on as well, when you go like this, it doesn't stick at all. Like it literally feels so nice. It's so good. That doesn't really smell of anything actually. So just put a nice little layer on. Oh, and it honestly makes your lipstick so like dewy. I literally love it. And it does actually stay on for quite a long time as well. So yeah, this is my finished look.